Sense of humor.
We're actually a very serious band. You know, the more serious you take us, the more you'll get out of it. The more you will receive, the more serious you are. We spent some time in the very northern part of Alaska, and we were doing some marine research there on ice caps and so on. And then the way the new album, Hot Sauce Committee Part 1, started was we got an opportunity to go on this boat called the Octopus to actually go down to Antarctica and study what was going on there on the boat. And the boat also had a recording studio. And so we got to record in the studio. So that was what got the whole kind of ball going.
And 2 submarines and a helicopter. That's true. Well, the lyrics for this album were written a long time ago because this album is actually a prequel to License to Ill. So many of these lyrics were written over 100 years ago.
We're just trying to sell records, you know, just trying to reach different audiences, you know. Like we're doing a big benefit for chickens. Chickens, yeah, for chicken people that deal with chickens and stuff, and that's like a whole audience we haven't reached yet, so we're looking to sell some records.
To chickens or to people like that are fans of chickens?
No, chickens can't buy, you know. Politically, we're trying to sell records to different organizations like the Sun Group. There's Sun worshippers that we haven't really tapped into that market. We'd like to sort of sell our product to the Sun worshippers, and to sort of the goth audience that kind of dispels the sun. And we'd like to kind of tap into that market too.
And what types of things, Adam, do you see us doing to reach the, you know, the night-loving goth people?
Well, it's just, you know, it's just a relationship, you know. It's just a matter of just opening a dialogue, you know, and that sometimes is all you need.
We went on a safari. Because we're all very avid butterfly collectors. While we were on the safari, you know, we had the big nets for the butterflies. You know, we catch them live. We don't hurt the butterflies. We just like to check them out. We actually ourselves then got abducted, and we got raised by a pack of elks. It turned out that the elks were addicted to, which is strange, I know. So we took the opportunity when they were out procuring said substance. We snuck out and came back and went straight into the studio.
Oh no. I'm originally from, that's where my name, Yauk, is from, you know. And that's where I get the whole snowboarding thing from. Mostly I inherited it from him. He pretty much invented snowboarding. He's like an old yodeler. He actually built his own helicopter out of wood. And he plays a flugelhorn, you know, so it's actually called an alpine horn there in Switzerland. It's a long, like, 20-foot horn that you blow, and then the moose come out from behind the hills. And he's got this flugelhorn attached onto this wooden helicopter he built, and so we'll, like, fly to the top of, like, the Alps, the Swiss Alps, and then we snowboard down.
I'm trying to do co-promotions now with MCs like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, people like that, Mary J. Blige, Missy Elliott, and doing things like 3-legged races. I don't know if they have that in this country, where you'll have, say, you know, 2 people run with each other and their legs are tied together. So to try to get these kind of like family, you know, events going that anyone can compete on, you know, it's a very level playing field. And I think when you get that involved, people see the human element involved in hip-hop, it'll really change people's feelings.
Potato sack races?
Potato sack, carrying, you know, running
egg
with
toss.
the egg in the spoon.
What we do is we come in and we start training. Normally there's about a 1-year preparation process for recording an album. This time we pushed that out to a 6-year prep thing, and then we recorded the entire album in 1 day.
Well, basically what happened was the last album was a good album, but Coach felt that we really needed to work on defense and stuff on the off season. So the past, I don't know, about 3 years, we've been working on a lot of defense. We're doing a lot of drills here. We have a lot of training facilities in the other room. And that's why we didn't want to rush things. So we wanted to really hone our skills defensively, offensively, team-minded.
Mike's more of like an outside shooter. Adam works a lot on his inside game. I help tighten up the backboards when they're broken. The make sure that the rim is properly attached to the...
You know, a rapper, that's fine. You might make a whole album or several albums, and you're a rapper, but to really be at the level where you're controlling things and you're a master of it, that's a different thing. You know, a lot of people might eat cheese. That doesn't make them an entrepreneur. You know, an entrepreneur knows...
It's really, okay, this is the difference. The
is
difference
cheese.
between a barista and some jackass who makes a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand.
All right. Difference between
Sommelier and just, you know, a drunk.
difference between somebody making a loaf of bread or going to the boulangerie. You know, this is the difference between a rapper and an MC.
I know, it's funny you should ask that. We had once been elephant hunting in Africa, and we had built these cameras out of ivory tusks, and we had well,
Well, we have a big marketing research team that, you know, we sends out a lot of stuff to figure out, you know, what we should
Put the
wear for that
feelers
day.
out.
Put a lot of feelers out, professional feelers.
See what kids are.
What kids are into in terms of like toothpaste and stuff like that, you know, sales-wise.
Research.
Do you know what I'm
This
saying?
is
Like
where the
one day I'd be
market
rapping
research
about like
bags.
burgers and hefty bags, and like by the time that song is done, and a month later, like
It's Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton and laces for shoes are really important. My brother said that kids don't play hacky sack anymore. What is he talking about?
Next thing you know, he'd be saying that they don't use click-clacks or hula hoops.
Yeah.
The idea for the film was actually sold to us by a group of crusties over in England.
One of the alien crusties? They were
Alien
aliens from
crusties.
outer space
Yeah.
in the form. Now,
As far as we knew, they were just crusties, but people had told us that they may be aliens disguised as crusties. But we purchased the idea for, is it $28, 28 Hong Kong dollars, I think.
I don't know if we want
Which, well, I mean, we can't really talk about it because there's a lot of
Controversy.
yeah.
Well, the real issue was who's in the front office. And it was basically some people that I'm not going to mention in the front office. I'm just going to say it. They were about to trade Horvitz for the singer of Creed.
Why so long between albums?
You know, Charlie, you know, I got a lot of things to do. You know, I got a busy schedule.
Well, yeah,
You know what I mean?
Jerk my chain, too.
It's not easy for me. You know, I got things to do.
I know you do. Like what?
You know what I'm saying? Just
like what?
You know what I mean? I gotta walk my dog.
right. There is also another thing that we're working on. I don't think it'll come to fruition because it's going to cost billions of dollars, which we don't have. But we are in talks with scientists about, at the end of the show, climbing into a robot and then taking off from the stage in the said robot and then flying to our next
Maybe there isn't enough focus on Easter. Maybe there could be more rap songs about the Easter Bunny, about candy, about painting eggs. I'm actually working on 2 albums right now about painting eggs. I feel like maybe that'll help to fill the void.
Sponsored by the Paz Company.
That's a great idea.
yeah.
And I know it sounds harsh, but the chocolate Easter bunny is like crack cocaine to the young child.
It's true. I'd like to apologize for that last thing Mike said. He didn't mean that.
Well, it's true.
Chocolate Easter Bunny is good. They say a band that cooks together stays together. And we, at least, you know, once or twice a week, we get together and we prepare a huge feast.
Yeah.
A meal. Yeah. Sometimes we'll have, say, Northern Italian night.
Yeah. Sometimes I just, on my way to the studio, just grab a bunch of stuff from a garbage can on the corner. But it's really in the presentation of the food and the items that you make. So we work it out.
I mean, like most recently, I think
Garbage
one
night.
garbage plate
What day?
night. Yeah. As you can see, the band has trouble maturing. I mean, physically, no, but mentally,
Well,
yes.